Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. My name's Hannah and on this channel I post a lot of anti-MLM content, so as always I'll link a playlist here for you. And in the description box down below, this is my big anti-MLM playlist. This will be the 130th video on it. Very bingeable if you're into this kind of content. I would also love it if you would consider subscribing and sticking around. I would love to have you here. Today's video is a little bit of a shorter topic, but it's something that just happened in the MLM sphere. It's definitely something that needs to be addressed and talked about, very noteworthy, and that is the MLM company Beachbody, as we know it, is no more. They are currently undergoing a rebrand after nearly 25 years. This news just came out a few weeks ago, so for this video, what I really want to do is give a little bit of background as to what Beachbody is and how they've been operating for the past 25 years, and then we'll talk about the changes that they've just announced and what they're hoping to implement in the coming months, and how they are completely rebranding themselves and my hot takes on that. So here's some brief background information. This MLM company has always been known under the name Beachbody. I think that some people might even be able to argue that this is a household name. They've been around for nearly a quarter of a century, and in the very beginning, they sold workout DVDs through late night TV infomercials. I remember being in like middle school and seeing Beachbody ads popping up on my TV and actually watching some of these infomercials. I was familiar with the name Beachbody before I ever even knew what an MLM was or before I started kind of getting into this content. But what's kind of interesting is the company actually didn't start out as an MLM. That was a component they added on later. And I think one could easily speculate that this is probably because they wanted to make some extra money, having people sign up to become their advertisers for them rather than putting all this money into TV infomercials. That may have been part of the reason why or none of the reason why. I don't really know. That's just my opinion. But why spend all of your advertising money doing it the traditional way when you can have 400,000 coaches sign up and pay you to become your advertising? And now they have hundreds of thousands of people out there on social media promoting this company and promoting their products for them. Because remember, if you're joining an MLM business opportunity, you have to pay them to buy into their business opportunity. And only if you are successful at selling that company's product or recruiting people into the company, only then do they pay you a commission for that. So anyway, kind of unrelated to this video, but that's my opinion on perhaps why they added on the MLM component later on. Put simply, Beachbody sells workout programs, meal plans, and supplements. Some of the most popular workout programs that might ring a bell for you are like P90X, Insanity, 21 Day Fix, Brazilian Butt Lift. Their most popular supplement by far that you may have heard of is Shakeology. This is a meal replacement shake. And then when it comes to meal plan products, they have two different options. One of the options is called the 2B Mindset program. This is advertised as their more flexible program. It kind of gives you general guidelines on what to eat, and it gives you sample meal plans and things. The second option for a meal plan in Beachbody is called Portion Fix. This is the meal plan you may have seen promoted on social media. It's where they have those colorful containers and they're each designated for different kinds of food groups. And it's basically like what you can fit into this container is what you're allowed to eat. And then there's an app that goes along with it where you can track your portions throughout the day. If you hear noises in the background, that would be Zeke. So generally, the idea is that when you join the Beachbody community or you become a coach or you start using their products, it's kind of like a total lifestyle overhaul. Now you're put on a workout program, you're put on a meal plan, you're given all these supplements that you need to take, and for obvious reasons you're kind of told that you need to be disciplined and you need to stick to these plans and programs and be consistent with it if you want to see results. And if you do that and you stick to it and you follow the plans to a T, then you're gonna lose a bunch of weight, you're gonna get lean and shredded like all of these pictures of people on the website, and you're gonna live a happier and healthier lifestyle. That is the Beachbody messaging. That is their sales pitch. And while we're on the topic of messaging, let's talk about the messaging of the company name, Beachbody. The branding and marketing of this company is that you do the workouts, you follow our plans, and then you will get a beach body out of it. This sends the message that whatever you have going on right now, that's not a beach body, or a bikini body, or a summer body. Your body right now is not acceptable, but with our plans and programs, you will be able to achieve a body worthy of being shown off at the beach in a bikini. The company, of course, doesn't say that outright, but that's the clear messaging that their company name promotes. Use our products, get a beach body. And this has become an issue for the company in recent years as we as a society are starting to move towards the body positivity and body acceptance movement. The body positivity movement that's upon us now is saying asking, do you have a body? Are you on a beach? Then congratulations, you have a beach body. Do you have a body? Are you wearing a bikini? Then great, you have a bikini body. It's the acceptance of what is, and it's the rejection of this idea that you have to change yourself or shrink yourself in order to be worthy of wearing certain articles of clothing or participating in certain activities like going to the beach. So needless to say, a name like Beachbody has not aged well since the company launched in the 90s. And that's not to say that the demand for health and wellness and weight loss products has gone down, because it certainly hasn't. But again, it's the messaging, it's the approach that we're taking to these kinds of products that people are starting to take an issue with companies like Beachbody specifically. So here's a clip of Beachbody's CEO, Carl Daikeler, actually acknowledging this at the company's leadership retreat that just took place last month.
We created this company with a mission statement. We gave it this name. We didn't set out to promote an idea. We just made up the word. And people in the media have now used these two words to refer to a specific type of look, a beach body. And honestly, as proud as I am of this company, that word is reinforcing an ideal. It's representing a mission. So there are articles where beach body and bikini body are used synonymously, and it's undermining us. So to lead a category that frees people from judgment and competition, to open up our business to tens of millions more people who've been sitting on the sidelines because they didn't want to be in a constant battle with their sweet tooth, or they didn't feel welcomed by an industry built on imperfection. We need to make this change. So this spring, we will begin to officially, gradually change our platform name from Beachbody to Body.
And to further expand on this is a post that Carl Daikeler made on his Instagram account. It says, fitness and nutrition plans fail when they are pursued at the expense of self-esteem. That's the playbook of the imperfection economy, forcing people to compete and compare themselves to some ideal in order to feel that they are succeeding equals permanent dissatisfaction. We need to help people embrace who they are now and how they want to feel, then help them take action aligned with exactly that. No comparisons, no competition, no shame, no guilt. The breakthrough is to learn to love yourself enough that taking care of who you are in the way that's right for you is a reflex. This is health esteem. So this is the big announcement. Beachbody is no more. From now on, they are to be known as Body. And if we go to the Beachbody website, we can already see that they've switched over some of the aspects to the Body branding, but this rebrand is something that's going to take place over the next several months into the spring. And it will be very interesting to keep tabs on it and to follow up. So this word body and its odd spelling stands for Beachbody On Demand Interactive, and changing the name appears to be the first big step towards this rebrand. Here's a clip of a Beachbody coach, or a body coach, I guess, who went to the leadership retreat, and this is her perspective on the changes that are going to be happening.
All right, guys, I wanted to pop on here really quickly now that I've had a second to think about this weekend and all of the changes. I know that I've mentioned on my stories probably 6 or 7 times that big things were happening and big changes were coming, and they did. Like, the company at this event delivered. It was funny because the CEO started hinting at this at our event back in July, just saying, like, you need to be at leadership because I'm about to reveal something super crazy that we're working on. So when we got in the room on Friday morning, and we were all just like on pins and needles. Like, we just wanted to know what was happening, how this was going to impact us, how this was going to impact you, our clients, how this was going to impact our teams, our future as a company. And the announcements that came did not disappoint. So I want to share with you really quickly what you can be expecting from us in 2023. So as a society, we are just sick of feeling like we're being preyed on, right? Like, we're sick of feeling like, oh, you need this because you're not good enough. You need this because you don't weigh a certain amount. You need this because you don't look a certain way. We as a society have been preyed on for a long time, and people are sick of it, right? Like, people are catching on. They're like, this is not the kind of marketing that should be out there. I just want to feel good about myself. And so our company, Beachbody as a whole, we just, I guess like our CEO sat down with a bunch of people and said, you know what, like how can we make this change? And how do we adopt something that so many of our coaches are already doing, which is putting mindset first and making sure that you are okay and loving who you are, and then adding, you know, fitness and nutrition into the equation. So it started there. That's where the thought started. So then everybody's heads got put together and they came up with health esteem, which is feeling good about yourself and then adding in fitness and nutrition. And so a bunch of changes are going to be coming to our platform. And it first is starting with our name. Beachbody has been around for 20 years, but it is not fitting where we're going as a company. So we are officially going to be called Body, Body Coaches, BODI, and we're going to have one platform, and it's all going to be coming into effect over the next couple of months. You're going to see it really go into effect in March. But I'm adopting these principles now. Like I'm focused right now on how can I help my clients, how can I help you, my future clients, master their mindsets, you know, and incorporate fitness and nutrition where it doesn't feel like a punishment, but it feels good. It feels like something you want to do. Taking care of yourself is something that you want to do. So what are all of the changes coming? Well, I'm going to be breaking that down for you guys over the next couple of months, but I will tell you this right now. Our vision's changing. Our mission statement as a company is changing. We are all about embracing our bodies. We're all about embracing exactly who we are. We're all about eating the dessert. We're all about clean energy instead of filling our bodies with a ton of foods. We are about changing ourselves from the inside out in a way that feels right to each and individual person that decides to come into this process. So I'll be sharing so many fun things over the next couple of months, but here's what I want you to know now. I'm adopting these principles, and my very first group that I run in November will be based on what is coming. So if you're interested in kind of giving a little preview in the style and format of what is going to be coming down the pipeline the next couple of months, you're going to want to join in on this with me. So I'm going to make it simple for you. If you are interested in being a part of my very first group that is going to follow and give you a sneak peek into what's coming, just swipe this over. Just swipe this little button here, and I'm going to send you a DM. I'll send you a voice message tomorrow so that way you and I can talk. I can get to know you as a person. We can talk goals, and we can get to know each other, because I'm telling you right now, you don't want to miss this, especially if you're somebody who is ready for a change mentally as well as physically.
So personally, for me, as somebody watching that story, I think that the way that she's explaining the changes, I think that has the potential to be really positive. I'm on board with the sentiment. I'm on board with shifting away from these restrictive habits to achieve a certain physique goal. I can also appreciate that hopefully the emphasis will be more on self-acceptance and making fitness and nutrition something you want to do rather than something you feel like you have to do as a punishment. And if I'm being fully transparent, based on what she said about where the company is heading, I think that has the potential to be very positive and very productive if done correctly. Just based on what I've seen from Beachbody in the past and how their reps act and how their reps recruit, I don't really have faith that this will be done correctly, but time will tell, won't it? Now, this is the part of the video where I do remind you that Beachbody, or Body, is still a multi-level marketing company. And as a whole, MLMs thrive on being predatory and selling the promise of a certain lifestyle and certain results. So it'll be very interesting to see how Body reps are going to navigate this transition in the future, because still the most productive thing they can do to make money in this scheme is to recruit people and build a team. That aspect is not changing. So I'm intrigued to see how these reps are going to be successful and go about recruiting people if they're not supposed to be preying on people's desire to lose weight anymore. That's kind of their whole deal. Their marketing has always been do our workouts, follow our plans, get this kind of result. And they rely heavily on these before and after transformation photos as well. Their reps rely heavily on sharing their personal experience with weight loss or with otherwise changing their physique to look a certain way. Like, these are their testimonies. They use these photos. They give these testimonies about how they looked this way before and now they look this way. And that is the pitch. That is the selling point of the company. So if getting a shredded physique or a beach body is not going to be the company's focus focus in their marketing anymore, then how are the reps going to promote it? How do you promote workout plans and meal plans without placing an emphasis on some kind of physical result? What kinds of tactics are the reps going to use now to get people interested in signing up if they're not relying on these before and after photos and these huge drastic transformations? I don't have any of those answers. I don't know how this is going to play out. I personally don't feel like this transition is going to be a smooth one. I think there's going to be a lot of trial and error and bumps in the road, especially because one of Beachbody's top trainers and the creator of these portion fix containers and the portion fix meal plan, her name is Autumn Calabrese, she's been openly opposed to the body positivity movement in the past, as I will show you here.
Maybe, just maybe, because so many people have accepted unhealthy as normal, you look at healthy as not normal. It doesn't make me sick. It doesn't make me underweight. It doesn't mean that I have an eating disorder. It means that maybe as a society, instead of constantly saying body positivity, which by the way, I'm so over this bullshit body positivity movement because it's only body positive to people that are not in shape, and everybody else wants to shame people that are in shape. And guys, it doesn't just happen to me. It happens to other trainers. It happens to other people that have lost weight. Everybody's out there shaming them for taking care of their health. So if you're the person out there shaming anybody, let me just say this, shame on you. Go get a life.
So anyway, I really can't wait to see how the company and the reps are going to navigate this transition and the rebranding towards body positivity, seeing as one of their top trainers thinks it's all, quote, both. I feel like this is going to take a lot of time and a lot of trial and error to get everybody on board here. So now on to my thoughts. I do have a few theories as to why Beachbody is choosing to rebrand themselves. It very well could be true that one or some or none or all of these theories are true, but this is just my personal speculation and the reasons that I could come up with as to why they're wanting to rebrand. My first theory is that the company is trying to backtrack and they're trying to correct a problem that they had a huge hand in creating, and that is regarding toxic diet culture. In my opinion, Beachbody is one of the leaders in the toxic diet culture industry. They are one of the main offenders and perpetrators of disordered eating and fitness habits. We've already addressed this in the video, right? But their entire thing is about following these plans very strictly and achieving some kind of drastic results. Usually that means to shrink your body or to lose weight or to look a certain way physically, and that is praised. That is looked at as a success. That's just the Beachbody way. That's what they're all about. You follow back-to-back intense workout programs that give you little to no rest days each week. You eat foods based on a very strict meal plan, and you obsessively measure and log your portion sizes using these ridiculous containers. You replace some of your meals with Shakeology, and then you post pictures of yourself on your social media showcasing your results to perpetuate the idea that smaller is better. Therefore, preying on other people's vulnerabilities about their health and size and self-image as a way to convince them to join your company and start your programs. And in my opinion, these kinds of habits that Beachbody promotes and encourages, that can become obsessive, compulsive, restrictive, and dangerous if you're not careful. But remember that when you are a Beachbody coach, your main objective is to become a product of the product. So you're constantly under this pressure to be shrinking yourself and to continually be showcasing on social media how strict and disciplined you are when it comes to getting your workout in for the day or eating clean or seeing results from the new program you're trying. When does it end? It seems like when you join Beachbody, you're constantly on a diet, you're constantly in the middle of a program, and you're constantly chasing more and more weight loss or more and more results, whatever that means for you. I have never seen so many disordered health habits than I do when I look at a Beachbody coach's social media. It's so clear that their relationship with exercise and food is an unhealthy one, and it's all in the name of selling a lifestyle and trying to convince people to buy in to what they're selling. All of that to say, theory number one, maybe, is that Beachbody is finally recognizing the damage they've done when it comes to contributing to toxic diet culture. And they understand that more and more people are against toxic diet culture and they need to get with the times. things. But they're still a company with a product to sell, so there's gotta be a money motive here too, right? Obviously. So maybe getting with the times is part of their goal because they're trying to cash in on the body positivity movement without making any meaningful changes besides just changing the name. Which leads me into theory number 2, which is that the Beachbody pyramid is crumbling. And this is a last-ditch effort to hold on to their current coaches and hopefully get some new ones to join. Because remember, it doesn't matter if the company is called Beachbody or Body, is still operating under a multi-level marketing business model where the primary goal is still for body coaches to recruit more body coaches and to build the biggest team they can. More coaches, the better, right? That is the primary objective. But the scheme can't continue to thrive if current coaches are quitting because it feels too restrictive, or if they can't get new people to join because they've heard about Beachbody's bad diet culture reputation. So what do? We change our branding and we make our company and our business opportunity more appealing to a larger group of people that may not have been interested before. It's clear that people are turning away from us because we have this reputation of being toxic, so now we need to switch things up if we're going to keep the endless chain of recruitment alive. Because unless they have a complete overhaul of their compensation plan and they take out any incentives for recruitment whatsoever, it's still the same scammy company with a new name, in my opinion. So we'll see if this strategy works and if Beachbody is going to see an influx of new people wanting to join as a result of changing their branding and their messaging to be more inclusive. My third and final theory is perhaps the most likely one, I think, and that is that Carl Daikeler, the CEO, is choosing to rebrand more so as a response to the company's dismal stock market performance in the past couple of years. In 2021, Beachbody went public on the New York Stock Exchange. At first, it seemed to be going pretty well, but their stock price has tanked from $14.05 per share at its highest to now being consistently right around $1 per share. And it doesn't seem to be recovering, and investors are less than impressed. And I feel that a very probable theory as to why their stock price has tanked so badly is because of Beachbody's negative reputation thanks to the rise of anti-MLM awareness. Unfortunately for Beachbody, when people hear their name, they immediately associate it with things like MLM, pyramid scheme, scam, aka not something you'd want to invest in. And we're seeing that things are not going too hot for them on the stock market recently. So to me, it feels like this might be Carl Daikeler's last-ditch effort to try to appease shareholders and to get the company back on track. It's a way to try to distance themselves from this Beachbody name that carries with it such a bad reputation. Kind of in the same way that I feel like Weight Watchers now goes by WW. Same company, same products, same crap, but a different name to confuse and mislead people and to try and start fresh with this unsoiled name and reputation. So, my final thoughts about this rebrand, for now, having the information I have at this time, is that the company is clearly struggling and the CEO is grasping at straws to try to do anything he can to get them back on track. And my main concern is that Beachbody is trying to jump on the body positivity bandwagon superficially without making any meaningful changes to the company itself. To me, this feels like a band-aid fix. It's like, let's slap a new name on this sucker, tell everybody it's because we're really on board with becoming more body positive, and that should buy us some more time and keep us afloat for a little while longer. But I am making this video in November, and it's only been a few weeks since they announced the rebrand, and we haven't really had a chance to see it in action yet. We'll know a lot more in the spring when all of these changes really do go into effect, and we'll be able to see how it plays out, and I'm sure that I'll have an update for you then. So with that, that's all I have for you for this video. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. What are your theories as to why Beachbody is choosing to rebrand themselves? Do you think it's genuine, or do you think it's just a very strategic business move to try and salvage the company before it self-destructs? Let me know down below. I'm sure I'll be back in a few months with an update on this. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next one real soon.